Hey guys, found my old Storm Shield Defense number 7 from Twine Peaks, so let's take a look at it. So if you look at the top here, it says defend the Storm Shield, and I'm not in a position to defend a Storm Shield right now because I'm actually going over to my most recent amplifier I've placed down to build more around it while my home base is getting attacked, because the first wave is never an issue. If you have looked at any of my videos or want me to actually go back through and do a tutorial about how I built my storm base to be AFK, I'll most definitely do that, so leave it in the comments below. But whenever that's getting attacked, I don't worry about it at all. So while that's getting attacked, I can come over and do whatever I want. I can prepare for another wave that I assume is coming, but turns out all this is for nothing because they don't attack this amplifier during this wave. During the Storm Shield defense. But I didn't know that, and I was not ready for it because at the time I laid this, and before I started the shield, before I started the Storm Shield defense, the shield was right up against this, and I couldn't build right here. So the minute you start the Storm Shield defense going, it extends the shield, and all this is open now. You can build there. And this was before the update, so everything I do right now is going to stay. And I'm just checking on the house to make sure they're not getting close enough. They're not. And I actually put 2 defenders over there just because I was kind of paranoid about it. But the main reason I did that was because I don't have to assign them guns whenever I place them somewhere else on the map. I can just click on them and apply them to the little pad, and they'll be there with the gun that I've already given them to them. I'm leaving this in the video just in case anybody wants to see a really quick placement of a trap tunnel on the fly. This is pretty much all it is. The tunnel, get knocked into, they get hit by a bunch of floor, wall, and ceiling traps, and hopefully they don't make it out. And like I say, all this is being done on the fly because I can do this because it'll stay, because this is before the update. Now, whenever your Storm Shield defense got wrecked during a Storm Shield defense, whenever your trap tunnels got wrecked during a Storm Shield defense, you had to rebuild them. They didn't reset. But it kind of made you a little bit more extra cautious about how you did it, because it had to work, or it's going to be a lot of work to fix it. So, I guess there's good and bad with it. I prefer this way, only because I know what works. Well, it did for me at the time, I should say. And again, I got 26 seconds. I have no idea where the next attack's going to be, but I'm assuming it's right here, since this was the newest Storm Shield amplifier I placed down. But I was totally wrong. And actually, they never attack from that direction. They attack from the west. And you will see, I'm going over to my amplifier. This next amplifier I'm going to, you're actually going to see a little on-the-fly building over here too, even though most of this is already built. I decided to go over there and put a little wall so they wouldn't walk around the side. And I think for the most part this worked. Now, there is a lava bomb that will come down on this and destroy it. Most of the time. It did not this time. I have no idea why. I'm glad it didn't. So I just built a little wall right here to make sure they didn't go around that other side. And everything funneled up through here. Because of the lava bomb and stuff getting destroyed, I could only make it 1 wide. And that's why they got through it. But it did kill a lot of them. I know that this is Storm Shield Defense 7, and there's the first lobber. You can already see stuff blowing up on top of my trap tunnel. So I've got to go take care of that lobber. If you are in a Storm Shield defense and you see a lobber, I don't care what you're doing, stop and shoot her. If you see a flinger, stop and shoot it. it's only going to cause problems for you, and they stay outside your trap tunnels. That's the main problem with them. Defenders sometimes can deal with them, but you can't assign a defender just to shoot lobbers and flingers. If you could, it'd be awesome. So mainly my main problem here is the smashers. What's this? Got him. Yeah. Just because the sheer power they have, they're able to just keep walking, but they're very low power when they get up here. And these are only 100 level husks, so there's really no danger. However, there is danger in shooting into a trap tunnel like I'm doing. You have to be very, very careful. Luckily, this was not a propane wave. That could have been really bad. Usually the first time I see a propane husk, it's in my brain, don't shoot into a trap tunnel. But I haven't seen one yet, so I just keep shooting. I think I like the number of kills per wave as opposed to a timed wave. It seems like number of kills goes by quicker. Or I shouldn't say they're quicker. It's really dependent on how fast you can kill the husk, but it seems like it takes less time. It seems like they're just shorter waves. I'll just say that. You know what I mean. You know, I'm crazy. You know what I mean. It seems like you have some control over how long the wave's going to be, as opposed to a 5-minute wave where you have to go 5 minutes. So we're down to about 20 husks here, and at this point you know you're going to get it. So now we're going to another from the west. This is a storm shield that usually doesn't get attacked from the west anymore, because at least in the later waves, because all this right here got knocked down because it took the spawn point away when I laid the amplifier that's right behind me right now. Yeah, he's hurt, so I gotta go revive him. There are flingers on this wave, and they cause a little bit of a problem. However, in later waves, the only way to get to this amplifier to attack it is through the tunnel, and they don't get through that. I do believe that is in Twine Peaks 9, I do believe. So you can check that video out. I'm pretty sure I have gameplay of them walking in the tunnel, and they don't ever get through the tunnel. You have to shoot the flingers. But once you get through, once you kill the flingers, it's pretty much just kicking back and just watching the numbers jump up on the screen. Yeah, this is nothing heavy from this point on. I skipped through a little bit of this because it's really repetitive, but I did want to show this. You can see that the husks are coming in from several different angles. I allowed them to do that because I created several different openings around the spawn points, because you never want to have all the husks coming in through one tunnel if possible. Now I know that later waves onto this amplifier come down that hallway, and they are propane, they are flingers, there's some big husks coming down that way, but no smashers. And it works. It does work. But you never want to put so much stuff in your tunnel that there might come a bottleneck, and they might slow down and actually stop. Because when propane husks stop, they throw their propane and they blow stuff up. So I never put like any like those half walls in my trap tunnels. I just leave it open, wide open for them to walk through. At this point, I think I'm going to start moving. Yeah, so I'll start moving. I have no idea where the next wave's going to come from. Yeah, and my defender's already down. But you never see really anything. And I will put those little half walls in like around a corner, but not in a long tunnel at all. Never. Never in a long tunnel. Now I've got a boogie woogie over there. See, I don't even realize where I'm going now. I'm really going the wrong way here. But such is the case when you start freaking out about stuff. Going, oh, whoops, I'm going the wrong way. Nope. Totally messed that up. So this is what happens when you really mess up. And you're still trying to get to where you need to be going at the beginning of a storm shield defense. This wave was really hairy. And it was all about the lobbers, and this is before I did my lobber shields. This was the wave that proved to me I needed to have a lobber shield. I did it in number 8, but I did them wrong. I didn't have them wide enough, that's why I failed number 8. And you'll see here, they're already starting to get stuff thrown over. Luckily, they don't stay up there, they walk down. See, they just walked right off the top of it instead of staying up there and pounding. I'm really thankful for that. But if you'll notice right here, I start to freak out. I'm trying to get up to the top of them instead of just building up. I try to jump up there. Well, it wasn't high enough. I don't know why I didn't just build a little ramp up there. I guess I was afraid they were going to walk up themselves. So I didn't build a little ramp. But I'm just getting pulverized right now. Instead of going out there and shooting those lobbers. I just leave it up to my Teddy. And apparently he's targeting other things besides the lobbers. Because the lobbers will always stay really far out. They won't come up close. They'll stay outside your trap tunnels, far away to where they're hard to hit. And that's why it makes them so dangerous. Look at this. It's just nuts. I should have gone out there and shot him and came back. Don't let this happen to you. Build a lobber shield. Oh, see, they're still throwing it. You see them over there? They are still throwing. They're so far away. None of my attacks are getting to them. And they're tearing my base up. I have to rebuild all this. This does not reset. This is before the... Like I said, this is before the update. There is no reset of your storm shield defense. It just gets demolished and you have to rebuild it. At this point, there she is. But I get so the taker push me back in. I could see her out there. They just they're there. They just keep throwing stuff. As someone who prides himself in their solo storm shield defense abilities, this is kind of embarrassing. I thought this was a pretty solid build, and clearly they found an exploit for it. And once I get on the ground, I'm going to realize that it's wide open down there. And at this point, notice my storm shield has taken, my amplifier has taken no damage. Even though this is just as crazy as it ever got for me, really. Besides number 8. Number 8 was nuts. I still don't take any damage. I don't know why I did that. There's really no reason to do that. They just keep... I survived it. No damage. This was the final wave, and this wave was pretty much no problem. And again, I have time to come over here and build a little bit. And see, I've just now noticed that some of my traps wore out. They're just not there anymore. See, there's just nothing there anymore. It wore out. The traps used to do that. And this is it. I pretty much stay back here. And there was a time when lobbers would really, really pound this one. But for some reason they didn't. This is a smasher wave. Really happy about that. Each wave has its own little unique aspect on how they try to exploit your storm shield defenses. Okay, so this is the final wave. This is a 800 kill wave. And everything's going pretty well right now. This is pretty straightforward. I've got them coming in what I believe is 2 directions. 2 different funnel points, and everything's going pretty well right now. But never get too comfortable in a storm shield, no matter how well it's going. Because something will happen that's never happened before, and you don't think it's going to happen. And that's going to happen for me right here. This taught me a very valuable lesson about this game. And it's something I learned early on in Twine Peaks, is that when you get to Twine Peaks, Husks will do things they have never, ever done before. I tell people this all the time. You can be in Stonewood and master it. You can be in Plangerton and master it. You can be in Candy Valley and master it. You get to Twine Peaks, it just seems like there's a whole different rule book that the Husks abide by. And that you have to learn just in the moment. You have to learn things. So here in about, I don't know, 30 seconds, something's going to happen that I didn't notice was happening. But when I figured out, I realized, uh-oh, we've got a problem. So if you'll look up at the mini-map, I'm fixing to zoom in on it. Check this out. You see those yellow and red circles on the west side of my storm shield defense for Amplifier D? That is Husk impacts onto my building. And you can see there's a big smasher over there. And I can't get to him. So, the brilliance of my mind, I think, I'm going to run this way. No, I'm not. I can't do that. So I think I'll just put a jump pad down here, which is exactly what I should have done. But I miss it the first time. I don't get up there. And I got to try it again. And this time I get it. So I'm going to run over here. And I'm going to notice that there's a smasher over there, and he is completely opened up my storm shield defense. Luckily, smashers don't do any damage to your amplifier, but now I have to build back. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the only time the Husks ever messed with this side of my build. This is the only time. But it only takes once. So I just build back. I don't level anything up, thinking that'll probably be the only time, and luckily I think it was. And we're back. And that was super fun. Glad we did that. So I'm going to try to give you a little shot here of where they're coming from. Mainly they're coming in through the main entrance, but there are a few that are kind of... Yeah, listen to all that propane in the floor. They are coming in through the alternate route to my left right now. Most of them are coming down this hallway. Yeah. They would be impacting my build if I didn't shoot them. But since they're just smashers, I'm not really worried about it. Only smashers are getting down the hallway. So it's pretty safe to shoot. Even though there is a lot of propane falling. And so at this point you realize you're going to get it. 7 was a challenge. I should have taken 7 as the challenge it was and realized that I was probably going to have a lot of trouble with 8, and that's why I failed number 8. Actually, I probably failed number 8 because my lobber shield was not wide enough. That's really the only reason I failed it. I think I probably would have gotten it. Unfortunately for me, and well, actually good for me and unfortunate for you, I did not get a capture of my Storm Shield Defense 8 because it was so crazy. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. I hope this helped. 80% of this was pretty straightforward, but there's 20% of it that just goes wrong. Be ready for that. Get your lobber shields up wide enough. Keep an eye on your mini maps. They'll give you information you're going to need. And good luck out there, guys. I'll talk to you later.